Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Wasim here from the channel Handsome Smiles. Welcome to another video. Today I'm really excited to bring a first impressions of three of the most popular fragrances from the house of Caron. So Caron is a French perfume house created all the way back in 1904 by a gentleman called, if I've got it written down here, Ernest Daltroff. So Ernest Daltroff started this house in 1904 selling just perfumes, and Ernest Daltroff was the head perfumer at the time when he created the French house of Caron, and he wasn't someone who was trained as a perfumer or had any classical training. He wasn't a perfumer, but he had a very keen nose and an interest in perfumery, and he started this iconic brand. So I've been wanting to get my nose on Caron's fragrances for so many years. I think at least 5 years I've been trying to get my nose on them. They've been on my wish list, and one reason or another I've just not pulled the trigger to buy a bottle. One of the many reasons was it's quite hard to pick up Caron fragrances here in the UK. They're not sold in any stores that I'm aware of. I was finding it hard to find any samples, and I just thought, you know, what the hell, I've been trying to get my nose on these for so long. I'm just going to pull the trigger, and I ordered these from France at the start of this month, the 1st of June, and it's taken me about 9 days for them to come to my house. So all the way from France to the Midlands of the UK. There was a time in the past when another YouTube reviewer also was kindly going to send me some samples of these three Caron fragrances, but they never arrived. I'm not sure if he forgot to send them, but I didn't want to ask him because he wanted to send them for free. So it was just a nice gesture, but even if he forgot, it's fine. So really excited to do a first impressions of three of these. So the first one we're going to do a first impression of is Caron's Homme de Caron. From what I understand, this is a lavender-based fragrance which was released in 1934 and created by Ernest Daltroff, and it has the notes of lavender, musk, and vanilla. Those are the three main notes that I know of this one. Then we'll look at Le Troisième Homme by Caron. Le Troisième Homme means the third man in French, if I'm correct. And from my understanding, it was created or inspired by the British film The Third Man, directed by the same chap that directed Citizen Kane. His name just escapes me right now. I know he starred in the film. I've not watched the film. It's been on my watch list for quite some time, The Third Man, because it's considered one of British cinema's best films. And the other fragrance, the last fragrance from the House of Caron that we're going to do a first impressions of is Yatagan or Yatagan. I believe the G is silent in the Turkish language. So Yatagan or Yatagan, I've seen both pronunciations, is like a Turkish sword or a dagger. So this one was released in 1978. I believe Le Troisième Homme was released in the mid to early 80s. I'll just confirm later on in this review. So let's unbox Homme de Caron first, and let's see how this smells. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to get my nose on this for so long. I ordered them and then I had to wait 9 business days for them to come home. And including weekends, it took about 2 weeks. So it's been a long time. So let's unbox this and let's see how it is. I quite like the box. It's a very classic looking box. Caron de Homme information here. You got Caron there and a green border on the sides. This is a 125ml bottle. They got their Caron logo at the top. So let's unbox this. This is how it looks on and inside. This is how the bottle juice looks. So it's quite a clear, like electric blue sort of a color inside. I really love how the bottle looks, super classy, very nice thick glass. And I love perfume bottles which just have a label stuck on to the bottle. The cap is got a logo at the top and it's made out of metal. Seems to be a good quality one. There's plastic inside, but the cap is pretty good. Okay, let's give this a first impressions. Just gonna put the box to the side over here, and I've got a test strip here. Let's give this a first impressions. Wow, just a really beautiful, authentic lavender note. Lavender can come across quite, to my nose, in a lot of other fragrances, quite harsh and a little bit synthetic. And I typically don't like the opening of lavender fragrances. But this lavender is so gorgeous. It's so authentic. It smells like smelling the actual plant of lavender yourself. There's like a greenness and an incredible freshness. The lavender is very like comforting. Wow, this is much better than I expected. From many reviews that I watch regarding Homme de Caron, many people consider this to be like a great scent for like sleeping at night time. And I can understand that. This has got a really beautiful, like a calming quality. I'm so surprised at how nice and authentic and natural smelling the lavender in this. It's not screechy or harsh in any way. I can pick up a little bit of a sweetness in the background, but the most noticeable note that I'm picking up is the lavender. I've got Fragrantica open here. Let's just look at a little bit of information of Homme de Caron from the House of Caron. So this is a aromatic fragrance released in 1934. The nose behind this scent is Ernest Daltroff, like I mentioned. He was the perfumer, head perfumer, and the man who created this perfume house. And he was behind a number of the early Caron releases. So Fragrantica, from what I can tell, has quite an extensive note list for this fragrance. In the past, when I was researching and had this fragrance many years ago in my wish list, it only named 3 notes, which were lavender, vanilla and musk, but there seems to be quite a bigger note list now. I'm not sure if it's a reformulation of some sort, but at the top it says we get lavender, rosemary, bergamot and lemon. The heart of the fragrance is clarisage, coriander, geranium, cedar and Brazilian rosewood, heliotrope and rose. And the base of the fragrance is vanilla, musk, tonka bean, amber and moss. Quite an extensive note list, but the main notes that you really get off are the fresh, quite green, aromatic lavender, and there's like a sweetness in the background. This is quite beautiful. I can see this being worn in the daytime, personally in the spring. And this could be someone's like casual date or an office-friendly fragrance. So first impressions of Caron, I'll revisit that shortly. Let's allow the testing strip to just dry down a little bit. Next one, let's look at Le Troisième Homme from the House of Caron. I believe this was released in either 1983 or 1985. We'll just confirm. I've got another tab open for La Troisième Homme. So I believe this one also contains the note of lavender, and it's supposed to be, from what I understand, a nice citrusy, gentlemanly scent. So Caron de Homme. The packaging, this looks more like an older fragrance with the grey or black, and it's got sort of like an alligator sort of printing here, and the printing is quite bubbly. You can actually feel the alligator or crocodile sort of print they've got on here. Very beautiful. This is an 125ml bottle. So let's open this up. This is how it looks inside. And this has got a very beautiful yellow type of a juice. And these fragrances are made in France. So let's just put the box away over here. Again, really beautiful bottle, stick out the front, La Toise Homme, nice metal cap at the top. The bottle is just gorgeous. I'm so glad to have this in my collection. The bottle juice is this sort of a sunshine yellowy, slightly ambery color. It's more of a yellow golden color would be the right description for this. So let's get La Toise Homme on a testing strip and see what this one is like. Wow, I can smell this in the air. I'm really going to enjoy this, I know. Wow, really beautiful herbal opening. There's citruses, but there's got some aromatic herbs in the background. A little bit of a green mossiness that I'm picking up. Not really picking up the lavender, which I thought many people say, so I'll have to wear this on my skin. But this comes across like a classic gentlemanly sort of smell. Quite beautiful herbs, fresh, maybe some fresh spices. Maybe there's like a coriander or a pepper in here. There's like a green mossiness in the background. Super clean smelling. This is like a classic gentlemanly sort of vibe. In terms of seasons, I think this looks like it's going to be like another daytime spring scent, most suited to spring, but it can work in, say, the autumn or fall, maybe even in the summer or the winter. This looks like it's a perfect signature fragrance. There's a lovely smoothness in this. This leans as like a formal scent, signature scent, and a work scent. Let's look at Fragrantica for La Toise Homme. So far, I think I prefer this one to Pour On Homme. So La Toise Homme, let's open the... So this is a woody aromatic fragrance, and there was two noses behind this one, which were Akiko Kamei and Francois Caron. Let's see what else these two perfumers have created. La Toise Homme was released in 1985. Let's look at the note list. At the top, we're going to get lavender, Amalfi lemon, bergamot, anise, and rosemary. Wow, beautiful. The heart of the fragrance is coriander, carnation, geranium, jasmine, and rose. And the base of the fragrance is oak moss, vetiver, vanilla, tonka bean, cedar, musk, and patchouli. Just a really beautiful, like a herbal, slightly green, mossy opening with citruses. This is so beautifully blended. This is like a gentleman personified in a bottle. The two noses, Akiko Kamei. Let's see what other popular fragrances she's created. She's created Ayedo from Diptyque, Rouge Hermes from the House of Hermes, and she's also created Hermes Parfums de Hermes. So a few fragrances from the House of Hermes, Diptyque, and she's also created a perfume from L'Artisan Parfumé, Myrrh et Musk Cologne. None of these fragrances I've tried, and this is the first one from her I've tried. The other nose behind this scent was Francoise Caron, I believe that's pronounced. And from looking at Fragrantica, let's see what her other popular fragrances she's been behind. She's been behind Acqua di Parma Iris Noble, Giorgio Armani Gio. She's been behind Davidoff Echo Woman. I've not tried any of these. She's also worked at Hermes, All the Orange Vert 1979, Azzaro Silver Black. This is a real gem, lovely classic gentlemanly sort of fragrance, La Toise Homme. Okay, now let's move over to Yatagan named after a Turkish sword or Turkish dagger. This one was released in 1978, and from my understanding and watching a lot of reviews and reading reviews, this one has like a really old school, masculine, slightly off-putting opening. So I believe there's notes of like leather, pine, green, mossiness. It's a true throwback to the 70s type of a fragrance. I'm really excited. I left this one last to test because I believe it's more of a stronger fragrance. And I think if I smell a stronger fragrance first, it'll make smelling the lighter fragrances a little bit tougher. So let's open this one up. And again, it's got this crocodile or alligator print, and this is more of a red maroon color, very beautiful. This sort of alligator print is used a lot in like watch straps, especially in formal watch straps. I quite like the box design. It's very similar to La Toise Homme. They both have the alligator sort of printing border on the right hand side. La Toise Homme is a grey one. This is a maroon, deep reddish one. Homme de Caron has a green border without the alligator or crocodile printing. So let's open up or unbox Yatagan. This is how the bottle looks inside. Wow, this is like a deep sort of ambery tobacco sort of color. Deep orange ambery color is the color that I'm seeing here for Yatagan. And detailing at the top here. Again, very, very beautiful bottle. These are just going to look so beautiful and classy. A very classic style of a bottle design. I'm sure the smell is going to be quite beautiful. Inside the bottles on the side, they have these little dents inside, and I find it so easy to hold. It's very ergonomically designed. Guerlain, they can learn something from bottle designs. I've got those big fat EDL style bottles for Heritage and Habit Rouge, and it's such a pain to spray those big Guerlain square bottles. I have to use two hands. It's awful. So let's give Yatagan a first impressions on a testing strip. Oh, this smells like body sweat, and it's like smelling a man's hairy chest. That's the sort of smell I'm getting from here. Not that I've ever hugged a man with a bare hairy chest, and I know what that smells like, but that's the sort of smell I'm getting. I'm sort of getting a little bit of a BO smell. Wow, a lot of like a leather, strong, masculine sort of vibe. Strong like BO. It smells like a big, strong man with a hairy chest. He's like a lumberjack. He's gone out into the forest and he's been cutting wood with his axe. That's the sort of smell I'm getting. Like leather, very animalic opening. Wow, this is, even though it smells so strange, if you're a fan of my channel, you understand I love challenging fragrances. There's a sort of a smoothness in the background. Okay, so in terms of seasons, this is screaming fall, like the fragrance bros would say. This is a fall autumn scent in a bottle. I think in terms of occasions, maybe this is a formal scent, a scent that you wear casually at home for your own enjoyment. I would probably not wear this to the office on first impressions. As a date scent, I'm not sure. if it would work for most people. My wife tends to enjoy quite daring fragrances on me. For example, she likes oud and she likes Hindi ouds on me. So I'd be interested to see what she thinks of this one later on. And if she does enjoy it, I'll probably wear it as a date scent, because she loves Boss Number One, which has like for some people, like a pissy note. And she thinks that's beautiful, like a really beautiful musky scent. So I'm wondering if she would like Yatagan. But the opening of this smelled like BO, a little bit of bad breath, and a man's hairy chest, sort of that sort of vibe with leather. Okay, let's look at the note listing for Yatagan and see what it's all about. So Yatagan was released in 1978. The nose behind this scent was Vincent Marcello. We'll just look at what else he's created other than Yatagan. The note listing. So at the top, we're going to get pine, galbanum, basil, watercress, lavender, and mint. The heart of the fragrance is artemisia, oak moss, oak, and patchouli, and the base of the fragrance is castoreum, woodsy note, incense, and musk. Maybe the castoreum is giving me all of these vibes, but wow, this is like such a challenging sort of opening. Very, very interesting. There's a touch of a greenness coming through now as well, like a herbal watercress sort of greenness that's in the note listing. That's the sort of vibe that I'm getting in the back, which gives me more of a foresty sort of vibe. Let's see what else Vincent Marcello, the nose behind this scent, also created. So it looks like he's only created 3 fragrances according to Fragrantica. He's created Estée Lauder's Private Collection, which was a fragrance for females released in 1973. And he was behind Halston's Z14, a fragrance which I haven't tried, released in 1974. And he worked on this with Max Gavari. Okay, so those were my first impressions of these beautiful 3 fragrances, masculine fragrances from the house of Caron, a French perfumery house created in 1904. And let's give these fragrances another smell and see if they've changed in any way. So the first one we tried was Homme de Caron. This really beautiful, cozy sort of a scent. Lavender in the opening was quite fresh and quite natural smelling. It was like smelling the actual plant of lavender, walking into a field of lavender. Now that it's calmed down, it's smoothened out, and there's a lovely sweetness in the background. That's Homme de Caron. The next fragrance we tried was La Toise Homme. Wow, now I'm getting a lot of like a dry, herbal-like greenness coming through, some woodiness coming through. So the opening was a beautiful herb, citrusy opening. But the dry down is a lovely dryness that I'm getting. Dry herbal greenness. This fragrance reminds me a little bit in its vibe of a fragrance from called Savile Row. Forgot the fragrance house, but this is going to be a fantastic, like gentlemanly sort of a scent. So that's La Toise Homme, and the last one we tried was Yatagan from the house of Caron. Okay, this has now smoothened out. The opening was really harsh. You got that BO, hairy man's chest, bad breath sort of opening. Now it's calmed down a little bit. You still get that vibe, but it's mellowed out a lot more, and there's that leather, and there's a little bit of a green grassiness. I think if I'm going to order these from 1 to 3 of all that I've tried, I enjoy all of these so far on first impressions. I can't wait to wear them. My first favorite one would be La Toise Homme. I think this is a gorgeous, gentlemanly scent, which I'm really going to enjoy wearing. Next would be Yatagan, only because of that really challenging opening, and I can't wait to see what it's like. And last, even though it's not a bad fragrance at all, it's just Third on the list is Homme de Caron. I'm really going to enjoy wearing this maybe at home when I'm relaxing. It's a relaxing lavender scent, and maybe I'm going to wear this on a date and see what my wife thinks. So there you have it, 3 fragrances, first impressions from the House of Caron. I can't wait to test these and do full reviews. I'm so happy I've got these in my collection. Have you guys tried any of these? Let me know. If you have, please do leave me a comment below. I love reading your comments. If you want to subscribe to the channel and see any future reviews of these, please make sure you do. Until next time, my friends, see you later.